So as we start to see certain aspects of California's economy in certain areas open up right now, what does that mean for your business? I would imagine, given the fact that it's an agricultural entity, there's been operations in place to some extent up until now. But what does this mean in terms of the ability to start preparing to have consumers come back?
Well, it's been a blow to the wine industry, especially to small producers as Ceja Vineyards, because most small producers are dependent upon direct-to-consumer business model. So we are dependent upon sales of wine-loving fans visiting us in our tasting rooms. And we closed our tasting rooms since March 15th. And the way we do tastings as we know it is going to be very, very different because it's going to require very strict sanitizing. It literally is going to change. But what we want to make sure is that not just our most important people, our team who works in hospitality, that they're kept safe, but also equally the guests. So the Wine Institute has proposed very guidelines for reopening protocols, and there's a very long list of what would be required. And new positions may be available because every tasting room will need, once we are allowed to reopen, to have a concierge / hostess to make sure that everyone that comes in understands what is required of all of the guests and also what the wineries are going to be able to provide.
Yeah, once all of these protocols are put into place and you are able to open your doors and to be able to offer that tasting room service again, do you expect customers and consumers to come back, or do you expect them to be hesitant?
I hope that everyone who loves wine and wine country will be excited to come back because most wineries are allowed to taste outdoors. And it's so beautiful right now. And the high season is just about to start in a different situation. But we do hope that we will have guests from far and wide once we're reopened to come and visit us, because we are in the hospitality industry, the wine industry, the hoteliers, restaurants. We want to make sure that that we're ready, that our teams are safe, but also to follow all the protocols for all of our guests to also be safe and to have our legendary experience of hospitality.
Hi, Amelia. It's John Fort. I wonder, is this crisis going to change the way business owners, wineries like you, think about your business model? Maybe I'm oversharing here, but I'm at home buying a lot more wine because I can't go out to a restaurant and drink it. So if I want to have wine with dinner, I got to have wine at home. I imagine, though, that unless you've got relationships already with distributors who are really active online, or unless you already had a great online marketing operation, it's hard to reach that consumer. So are you going to do anything differently along those lines going forward?
Well, we are already. On March 31st, we launched our first Taco Tuesday Vino y Más, Wine and More, to reach new consumers and using all of the social media platforms. And we have been able to reach new consumers. Now, being that unless you are a larger winery and you do have distribution throughout the U.S. and you sell your wines in wine shops and grocery stores, well, that channel is still pretty much going very strong. However, for most of the small wineries, well, that is non-existent. So therefore, we do have to be innovative and figure out other ways of reaching wine-loving fans. So we've been able to maintain a level of sales just because of our quirky food and wine pairings. And I'm Mexican. I love Mexican cuisine with wine, and giving recipes and inviting guests every Tuesday at the same time at 6:30 p.m. to join us on a Facebook live stream.
Yeah.
And it's worked for us, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's stressful, but we are very grateful that we're able to reach others.